guys, it is Forever Little Keto Goofball Diamond. And today marks 5 years, 318 days of my ketogenic journey. Or should I say, my non-ketogenic journey at the moment. We're going to get into all that, so much more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. It is time to rant, rave, and misbehave. Keto Diamond style. Alright, you guys, so another long week. Very long. Gonna start out by saying we're not gonna keep the store. It's not worth it. Basically, we paid $200 to rent a room that we can keep everything in, but you can only utilize it for 8 days. And that wouldn't be bad if it made up for it. But my husband has been running the inside of the area for 3 days total, and we've only lost money. We haven't even covered the rent, really. 3 days out of 8 sales days where we haven't even covered the rent. We've tried everything to get people back there. I'm running stuff outside. So I'll tell people, hey, go inside the building if you like all this stuff. There's plenty more in there. And the response I'm getting is, I've never even been in that building. I've been coming to this place for 15 years. I've never been in that building. Or, yeah, I went in there and it's hot, it's stuffy. There's nothing I'm really all that interested in for the most part. So they don't want to walk to the back of the building for one thing or to check out one place. And the area we're in, it's air conditioned. Not really. Inside you will sweat to death in that little area. It's got a giant fan, but you turn it on, it knocks everything over. And it's very loud. So it's not covering itself. It's not paying for itself by any means. And if you're going to rent something for 8 days, you need to be able to cover that rent in 1 day or less. And while we've covered it, we haven't covered it because you have to buy the merchandise. And like where it looks like you make $200, you really don't, because you also had to buy the products that you sold. So all that has to come out of the total. And we're just, it's not. The outside, I'm doing okay out there, much better than inside, but not that great at that flea market. Now, this place is supposed to be one of the biggest flea markets in North Carolina. And of course, the economy is really bad. So, I mean, I would love to see what the one we normally go to can do in a good booming economy, but that's not the situation at the moment. My belly's growling. So we're going to let that go. In fact, today we were supposed to go out there, and I was like, you know what? We can't afford to take a hit again. We can't. So we went to the place we were going to originally. Made pretty good. Not all of its profit again. So I think we made like $327. Of that, I wrote it down somewhere, just kind of to give you an example. Again, not all that's profit. So, you know, you make $327. And, well, if you rent a spot, it's $10. You rent 2 spots, which we do because it makes more money. By far, it's $20. So, and out there, of course, you need a tent because you're going to burn up. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so today we made $327. Of that, 131 of that was product that we had to purchase. And then of that, there's also $20 that comes out. So profit-wise, we made $165 today. And that sounds great. It's not horrible, but, you know, we're also going to have to buy gas and other stuff like that. So it's a lot of time, a lot of effort. And some of you are like, yep, I know the people that do this, and at least one spouse or the other has a full-time job or something like that. You're absolutely right. But our whole little area is taking a little bit of a hit with layoffs and stuff. A lot of places say they're hiring. I guess it helps them get certain aid programs for the hiring sign, but they're not hiring. And then other places are hiring, but they're looking for young, strong, tough people. And apparently we don't qualify for that. as that. So it's not that we're not wanting to have jobs again. Now, ideally, we could just do this and love what we do and make good at it and not have issues. But we'd have to make about $1,200 in profit a week to cover what we were making in 3 days of work. So don't get me wrong, we're still looking for that. I don't know which one's aggravating the other. It's not that we're not searching, it's just not happening. And this is sustainability for the moment, even though it's not covering all the costs, so to speak. So we're working on it. And then I've got eBay, and that's starting to pick up. That's really good. And one of you told me you bought that little dragon statue. I'm glad it's going to a good home. I'm glad to know about it. Because that was one of my possessions, personally, that I really, really liked. And I had showed y'all one time before. So I'm glad you got it. Some things, and let me explain eBay. So for those of you who've never sold anything on eBay, I sold a candlestick I bought for $2.14. Got to include tax. On eBay for $110. Of that, eBay takes $17. Then there's shipping, packaging materials and stuff you have to buy, gas to go buy the item, select the item for time spent, and then, you know, when it does finally sell, you got to hold on to it. That one, luckily, I don't. That was like a 12-hour sale, which is the fastest thing I've ever sold on eBay. Usually it's a month or two for some things. And some things just don't sell for a long time. And so you have to have storage area for that. And then when it does finally sell, you've got to make sure you lickety split as quick as you can. Get the packaging materials, take it up to the place. That's gas, that's money. Of that $110, 60 of it's probably profit, you know, straight profit that you can keep. Which maybe it's more than that, but you know what I mean. And it sounds great. And it helps, don't get me wrong. But it's also a very difficult, lengthy process with a lot of time spent, you know. So it's helpful. And if I can get that going good enough that at least when it's a rainy day, we don't have to, you know, like cry about it. Because here lately, since this is basically our only source of income at the moment. And yet somebody asked about unemployment. Yeah, you only get that for 12 weeks. Some people somehow manage to get that for like 2 years. But I got mine for 3 months and it cut off, and I can't see a way to reapply, or some people said you can ask for extension. I can't find anything on there about asking for an extension. I need to call, I guess, and see what happens. But yeah, that's gone. That's done. So there's a lot going on in my life right now, always. And then my mom, she's actually not doing too well. Spending time outside does this to me. For one, that's one thing that does it to me. Not doing the keto properly, it does it to me too. It makes it worse. So, and we'll get into that in a second. That's all keto, but this is my entire life story. Here you're getting, you know, I tell y'all everything every time I talk to you. So she's actually not doing too well. She's having a hard time breathing. She's been checked out a lot. They don't really know what's causing it, but I do know part of it's poor food choices, part of it's medication she takes or has to take. And I mean, it's just, some of it might be allergies because there's a lot of stuff in the air right now, but you can hear it. It sounds like she's having a hard time, you know, catching breath. And I think it was her CO2 levels too high. I think it was that's what it was. So basically she's not letting out enough CO2. And she is on breathing machines, breathing treatments, stuff like that. She's never smoked a day in her life, for anybody who's wondering. So, you know, that's and my dad didn't smoke either. So, like, nobody that lived in her household was a smoker. They did say she has COPD and so many other things. So she's having a hard time. I'm worried about that too. Because if you listen to somebody who sounds like that, it doesn't sound like they're going to be with you a long time. But then my nephew is 30. Wait, okay. hold on, he's 6 years younger than me. I'm 44, so that makes him 38. So my nephew, who's 38, who's never smoked a day in his life, doesn't do drugs, doesn't drink, nothing like that. Very healthy, active person up until he got his V card. Well, that means something different, but you know what I mean. He decided to get that and was hospitalized within a couple days with breathing troubles. And now he's having breathing troubles again. And they're saying it's in connection with C, but he never had C. They tested him, but he did have the V. So, yeah, he's having a hard time breathing too. My mom never got that. But she's also, I don't know exactly, but she'll tell you all about how the doctors killed her now, or is killing her, and how they killed my grandma and stuff like that. And while that may be the case, I think it was just with my grandma. She was mentally ill, they said, but I think it was probably some kind of nutritional deficiency. However, this was a long time ago. She passed away a long time ago, and she was in mental wards a long time ago. So there was shock therapy and different stuff like that. So she's panicked and freaked out about all of it, which we also all know that standard medical practices are not up to snuff and are not proper for the most part. But anyway, so like she's freaked out by doctors, period. And I don't feed that to her. That's just, she is constantly in medical books. Shiva, whatever you're eating, hold on a minute, y'all. All right, so I had to kick Shiva out of the house. I don't know what she was chewing up back there. I'm scared to even go look. She don't even get to come in the house much because she's always doing something. Always. She's a little hard to keep out because she's fast and she's skinny and she just flies right in. And it's not because she don't eat, because her head is down in that food bowl eating like a horse that will never eat again. That's how she eats. Anyway, and I had to pull another pair of panties out of her throat a while ago. I don't even know where she got the damn things. Corey's like, yeah, I found another pair of my pants in the house with no crotch in them. I'm like, sorry, honey. I didn't even see her get them. I didn't know she had them. It's not like clothes are laying around the floor. I don't know how she does it, but she does it. And it doesn't seem to matter if they're clean or dirty. All right, where was I? All right, so anyway, a lot of stuff going on in my life. And you couple all the stress with the, and the stress I'm not so worried about because I've been stressed out for years. To be realistic, there's always something going on in my life. But, and usually it's multiple things at one time. It's never just one little thing that comes and goes. It's got to be 10, 15, 20 things at one time. It's got to hit me like a ton of bricks, and I got to struggle through it. And I guess I'm preaching to the choir because you guys probably have all been there, done that multiple times in your life. But I talk about my life a lot, so you pretty much hear all of it all the time. Now you couple that with financial difficulties at the moment. Now we've rearranged some things. We've figured some things out. We've looked into the books and everything, and made a path of what we can do. So hopefully after a couple more good sales days, we can get on the path to catching up on the bills and getting better food, nutrition, better nutritional valued food in the house. So, okay, that being said, at the moment, I'm not keto. And I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to bullshit you guys or anything like that. And it's not because I don't want to be. Now, of course, I've been struggling for quite a long time. Even when I had plenty and could do right, I wasn't doing exactly right. And that shows in regain in multiple areas. And I need to get my pills refilled tomorrow. We have insurance. I got it. I got to find the new insurance card and hope they cover my pills, fluid pills that I have to take for blood pressure. Now, I want to be on keto. I really do because I feel so much better. My allergy issues are 5 times worse when I'm not on keto. Sorry, my nose is just, but like my ears will hurt and ring. This part right here will swell. Lymph nodes will swell. Mucus is thicker, snottier, eyes running more. And allergy issues right now, in general, for everybody are pretty bad because everything's gross. But I've spent the last 4 or 5 days earlier in the day with migraines. I mean, just like severe migraines from allergies. I mean, it feels like somebody punched me like right there, you know. And again, I'm probably preaching to the choir, but it's been a little bit rough. There has been allergy medicine and ibuprofen and a little bit of everything. And not being on keto, I'm a little scared to get on the scale, but I'm also doing pretty much OMAD right now. Not necessarily that I'd recommend that. It's not a bad thing if you got tons, you know, if you can eat everything you want in one meal, it's not a bad thing. But pretty much we've been just hitting beefy melts. Not the best, most nutritional valued food in the world. It also does something else to your body where even though it's Taco Bell, things don't flow smoothly. It's like it drains all the fluid from your bowels and that runs all into your feet and ankles and your butt and your belly. Yeah, my belly. But the last thing I want to do is be off keto for a very long time, at least completely. The way I've been doing it was keeping some of it off, but it, you know, it was still creeping back up. This way is not good because once you have them fat cells, they're primed, they're ready to go, they're ready to fill back up, and it's really easy to make new fat cells, which is why people, when they regain, they not only regain their old weight really, really quickly, they gain more. So I've got to be very careful with this and do the very best I can with it. And also you're primed for diseases that you already had because you've had them. Your body's already been there and done that. So like getting diabetes again will not be difficult. Getting cancer again will not be difficult. Any disease you had prior to getting healthy, getting it back will not be difficult. I mean, your body's already predisposed to it, and it can happen really fast. So, like I said, hopefully after a couple more days, paydays anyway, I can get everything back on track without a problem. And quite honestly, man, I'm ready for some salad and hot wings in my fridge. I'm ready for it, okay? I'm actually, beefy melts, I like them. I love the way they taste. They're really, really good, but not for every damn meal. Getting sick of it. Which is probably a good thing. Getting sick of it means I don't want to no more. It's like, he's going to be like, what do you want? Anything but that, you know? So I imagine he's getting a little bit irritated with it too, but it's cheap. Again, it's cheap and it's fast and it's ready. You know what I mean? But like I said, we've worked some things out, rearranged some things, moved some things about that hopefully will allow everything to be fine as long as we can have a couple more sunny work days. You know what I mean? In the right areas too, because that one place, that was a mistake. But you live and you learn, and that's how you grow, right? It's ridiculous. But so yeah, hopefully soon. Because like I said, I'm ready to have food in the refrigerator, good food that I like you know, hot wings and ranch, some pork skins and hot sauce and cheese and ranch, salads. Oof, I need to stop talking. But I'm ready. I'm also ready for this to clear up. Now, both allergies and food related, I'm ready for it to get gone. I'm ready for the oxygen to clear up. I'm ready for the food to get better. I'm tired of it. And the last thing I want to do is need new pants because I got rounder. And I've already done that. I'm not going to lie to you. You guys know going from 155 to 185 on a 5 foot tall frame. Those size 4s, I ain't tried them, but I know they ain't going to fit. Why? Because the size 8s are too tight. And yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. My thighs are rubbing together now when they wouldn't even touch. A couple years back, they wouldn't even touch. It's just, I don't want it. This is not what I want for my life. So I'm ready to get back right. And maybe sometimes you have to be made uncomfortable to move forward. And me doing what I wanted to when I wanted to and just getting back on track for a little bit. Maybe I had to be taken out of that space to jump forward. That's what we're looking forward to and what we're hoping for anyway. So, and that's kind of the thing with all life. You know, sometimes you've got to be pushed out of a room and a door slammed in your face before you move forward. So now, okay, it's time to move forward. I'm so ready for it. I'm not even gonna lie. A little scared to get on the scale, which is not a good thing. It's been scientifically proven, and you guys have probably heard me say this before, people who weigh more often tend to gain less weight. People who avoid the scale, they're scared to get on the scale, tend to gain more. So I'm going to have to just do it, take my hits, and pay attention to what I'm doing as best I can. Which, again, mostly OMAD, so it should be fine-ish. You know, still a lot of fasting there, right? Fasting's good. Not necessarily keto fasting, but non-keto fasting, but fasting's good for you regardless. So I'm ready to get back on track. So I'm so ready to feel better. I'm so ready to have more energy. I haven't been super, super tired and drained except for when I eat, which is, by the way, you know, an insulin response. But being in ketosis is a far better state to live your life in than And by the way, I will have a video for you guys probably tomorrow on some of the resale things. I want y'all to bear in mind that, again, not all of it's profit. In fact, it sounds good until you add everything in. You know, it's like renting a room for $200 a month doesn't sound bad, right? Doesn't sound bad. Except you only use 8 days out of the month, and it's not that good, and nobody's really coming back there. People don't really even go into the building that much. It's weird because the other one we go to, they have buildings, and those are always jam-packed with people. So we kind of thought that's what this was going to be, but it's not. So tomorrow, all right, so we got a place to go to sell on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and Tuesday. There's a couple around here that are open on Monday, so early in the morning, we're going to go out scouting those, look for it, talk to some vendors before we jump into anything and go out there and waste gas. So we're going to check out a couple Monday flea markets, talk to the vendors, see how they're doing, see how everything goes up there, see what they're making. We're not going to set up tomorrow because I don't want to waste money, and the big van, of course, costs more in gas. So we're just going to take the Mini Cooper out there and look around, talk to the vendors, and see if it's one of these will be a viable place to set up on Mondays also. So we would have 5 sales days, or at very least, if something happens where it's raining on Saturday and Sunday, we could go Monday. You know what I mean? So we can have more options there, and you know, just more viable options. That's all. So it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Hopefully we get to check out a couple new places we've never been before, because I don't think any of the places we've been lately or ever been are open on Monday. We did find one, but that was not a viable option. That was, you know, I asked the vendors, you know, what y'all make here? Oh, about $15, $20 a day. Hell, you sit up here all day. But a lot of them are on like disability or different things where they have another income, or their husband works and they're just doing this out of boredom to have camaraderie and people to talk to. So yeah, I'll be showing you guys in another video some of the things I've gotten to sell, that I've got listed, that I have sold, and some of the really cool finds. Because sometimes you can get something for 50 cents at a flea market that might be $150 online. Found one of those. But there's a caveat. First of all, you got to sell it. You got to find somebody willing to buy it. And you don't know if the person who's asking $150 knows what they're talking about, and it might not be worth that much. But when I saw it, I got excited. So I think maybe. But again, that's another video for tomorrow. I'm tired tonight. All right, you guys, so there's my life update. There's not much to say. That's great that you guys are going to want to hear, really. I don't know what I weigh because I'm a little scared, but I will be weighing in tomorrow. I will be stepping on that scale, taking the licks, taking the hits, and trying to make lemonade with vodka in it. I'm just kidding. But trying to make lemonade out of the lemons. All right. Let's get me a baseball bat and start hitting the lemons back. The life, life throws you lemons. No, don't want that one. It's a rotten lemon at that. I miss it. I never really thought I would miss work. Nobody misses work. Well, most people don't miss work. But I do miss being able to get into the car and go where I want to, when I want to. Oh, you want to go to Gatlinburg? Okay, pack a bag. Let's go for a day or two. You want to stop by here and eat? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Leave a tip. You need gas. You only got half a tank. We'll fill it on up. That I miss. Miss it dearly. But we'll get it back. One way or the other. So, we'll get it back. And then I'll get my keto back too. Because I like it. I prefer it. It's much better than and then my pants not being comfortable and just not I'm not happy at the moment. Sorry. At the moment, with the way things are going completely. Although I will say again, I do love what we're doing. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to buy things and sell them, and hopefully not all of it sells that good, to be honest with you. And you got to be very, very picky. And that's where we messed up kind of like in the beginning. We weren't that picky. It was like, oh, this will sell. Well, eventually maybe. And you might make a buck. You might not. And you better factor in the tax you pay because, and I know you can get a tax ID. I just didn't think I would need one. But yeah, need one because damn. With a tax ID, like if you go to a thrift store or Goodwill and you use it, or if you buy things for your office or your space and you use it, it takes the taxes off. And then again, you have to pay that thing in here. So I'm not sure it really even matters, but sorry, we weren't factoring in tax in some of the things we were doing. Like say you bought something for $2.99 and you sold it for $5. Well, you actually paid $3.21, depends on which area you're in, but you actually pay $3.21. So that $2 profit, it's not $2. It's more like what, $1.79. Yeah, so we weren't factoring everything in, and we now realize we got to buy the cheapest possible things that will sell the fastest and sell them for a good profit margin, while again giving people deals because that's why they buy them. So, it's a lot more to it than you'd realize, than I would have realized anyway. Try not to do it. All right, you guys. So that's the news. Oh, weather real fast. All the grandbabies are doing good. They're healthy. Anthony feels better. Baby Atreus is adorable, although I haven't seen him in a few days and I want kisses and cuddles. I need hugs from Athena and Zach, and I will get hugs from Anthony tomorrow because there's just no way it's not going to happen. Now that's the news and the weather. Otherwise, I'm in good spirits. Nothing gonna get me down. Much love, many prayers. Good night, y'all.